Okay, I watched like the first minute back from the video that I just recorded, which I'm posting right now. And I figured, since I'm explaining what the EP concept is and what it'll be inspired by, or like as far as like the influences of it and what I'll be pulling from, I figured why not just show exactly what I'll be working with, as far as like gear and all that stuff, because I've definitely acquired a lot of stuff that I wanted slash needed within the past couple of months. And so I think I'm ready to kind of give a demo of just everything that I'll be using. So obviously first you see it right here in the video. This gorgeous, absolutely just delicious looking Super 55 made by Shure. I mean, this thing is just a thing of beauty. It is built so incredibly sturdy, but man, is it just a sexy microphone. So, did I need this? No. But the reason why I wanted it was because before getting it, what I was working with was this little guy right here. It's a cheap little USB mic. Right there. And it just, looking at it, it doesn't really inspire me. It doesn't really do anything for me. It's just there. It's a microphone. It works. It's USB. It is what it is, right? So I was thinking, I'm like, okay, going into this, I want something that when I see it, it makes me, just looking at it, it makes me want to use it, it makes me want to pick it up and just start singing into it and then just, not want to put it down. So I started hunting because I knew I needed something cool, something that fit me, something that fit my style, something that was just unique and different. And I did some research and I found this guy. And it's a dynamic microphone, which there's different kinds of microphones. I think there's like a ribbon mic, a dynamic, a condenser. There's different kinds, and this one is cool because it's different than the rest because it doesn't require a lot of power to operate. So in most cases, when you use a microphone, you need to plug it into an audio interface or a mixer of some kind, and that will give it the power that it needs to work. But in this case, this thing doesn't need that much power, so you can just plug it in and then it'll start working. But one of the downsides is that because it doesn't use that much power, it's a lot quieter than most other microphones. So you kind of have to crank it on the interface or the mixer or whatever you're using. Or you have to get this thing called the Cloud Lifter, which is this little device that will like boost it, and it'll kind of just make up for it and sound the same as other mics if you get that. But I don't have that, so I'm just kind of cranking it right now and putting it pretty close to my face. But undeniably cool mic. So I got that, and I should have stopped there, okay? Full stop, I should just stop there. I got this. I don't need anything else, right? But I can't pass up on a good deal. And I kept looking up and I kept researching and I kept just looking at other cool mics that might inspire me and that look cool and that just made me want to actually just give me a cool feeling. And so what I picked up was this guy and this guy. That's right. We got twins. And this guy right here is the Bluebird SL. This one is a condenser microphone, so it's kind of heavy. It does need phantom power, so it needs more power. It's louder. It seems to pick up on like a lot of smaller sounds too. Like, I don't know, like if you tap the microphone or if you make a sound that is kind of, I don't know. It's just a bit more sensitive, it seems like. So I got these two guys, both for like under 100, so they're pretty good deals. But unfortunately, they're both kind of in not the best condition. And so like one of them in particular, the head literally just swivels, which I'm really concerned about. I don't think it's supposed to be doing that, but it's annoying because you can hear it sometimes when I'm using it as it like swivels around and just rattles. So that's that, right? But that's it. That's it for our microphones. That's all the microphones I have. Don't plan on getting any anytime soon. I don't need any more. But we got a couple just for good measures. So next up is what this thing right here is actually connected to. So this is my audio interface. This is the Minifuse. Yeah, the Arturia Minifuse 2. And what's cool about this is that it actually has like a on-the-go option. So if you want to plug it into your phone, I'm pretty sure you can, which is pretty crazy. I've tried it on the iPad. And when you do that, you kind of just... The iPad still treats it as a computer, so you don't have to kind of switch the mode for it to work. But I don't think I've tried it on my phone yet to see how it works on mobile. But that's pretty cool, the fact that just you can plug it into your phone and just use it like that is pretty cool. So like just off the cuff, I'm thinking like, right, you plug in the phone, put that in a backpack, put the fuse in the backpack, just kind of have it like concealed, and then you just have a mic, and then you have a camera, and you can kind of just, you know, it's like a on the go. And if you don't want to use like a lav mic, which I don't have one of those, so if I'm ever like doing some on the ground stuff and I want to just like cover some things, this is a good way to do that. But let me stop yapping. Let's continue. So I have a couple of MIDI controllers, some of which are not here, but God damn. This behemoth is. And I don't necessarily regret buying that one, which is the Arturia Keylab 61, I think. But it's just too fucking big. Like, I don't need 61 keys. I would have been good with the 49, maybe even 37. So I don't really use it that much, really. But, you know, it works. Whenever I use it, it's fine. But really, it's not my favorite. I might eventually sell it, honestly, and get, like, something smaller. Because it's just too big, man. It really is. So there's really not much to say about that. It's a MIDI controller, so you can just plug it into your computer, play whatever sounds from your VSTs, whatever DAW you use. Yeah, that's not really that interesting, so let's keep going. So I'm going to take this webcam off the computer just so I could show the next couple of items. So right here, this guy right here is the Korg Micro Korg 2. And probably the biggest sin is that thing has honestly just been sitting there for a couple weeks without me touching it. And actually, let me just show the other one as well, because I don't just have one. Right there. That is the No, not Arturia. I was about to say Arturia. No, that is the Novation Mini Nova. So I got 2 synths. I don't have any MIDI cables yet, so I can't even alter any of the MIDI on my DAW if I wanted to. So it's purely just audio, and I'm still trying to work out how to like record audio, which honestly I should get on that because it really shouldn't be that hard. But right now I've just been plugging it into my amp, my guitar amp, and then just using a microphone to record that. So that's kind of like that's one way of doing it, right? But there's a cleaner way, which is just directly plugging that in and plugging the synth into the interface to get the audio from that. But yeah, I got both of these within the past couple of months, really. So I haven't had them for that long, really. But I feel bad just if I go like even a day without using them, and I should, because these are 2 just incredibly powerful synths. And really, I think the reason I haven't is just because I haven't figured out that thing yet. So it just kind of makes it a hassle to jam on for the moment. But yeah, so those 2, obviously we're going to be using those a lot for a lot of the sounds that we make. So I'm sure we'll be using that for a lot of the types of sounds that I want to make. And did I need these? Full transparency? No. If you have a computer and you have a DAW, whether it's GarageBand, maybe not GarageBand, but if you have like Logic Pro, which is what I have, and I have other VSTs, you don't need a physical hardware synth. But I just wanted something physical. And the thing about that though is, let me stop. For that fact alone though, I would say that getting a hardware synth is worth it, just because actually working directly from a synth versus like doing it on a computer on a VST really is a whole different type of process. I really, really do prefer just the hardware of it, because you can just, it's physical, so it's just more tactile. So it's just a preference thing. But let's keep going. We're almost done. There's really not that much, actually. Alright. I'll have to bring it over here. Okay. So next up is this guy right here. This guy right here. So this right here is a 1999 Fender Stratocaster, made in Mexico, lefty, in midnight blue. Again, more of a rare guitar. It's a lefty, like me, obviously. It's a beautiful guitar. It really is. But I got this 4 years ago, like in 2022. But things didn't really pan out, so I never really learned to play. So I'm still learning. And then, like the Bluebird mics, this one kind of has an older brother. Bro, I'm sure if I do this, YouTube is gonna like auto detect that as like the best thumbnail. So, I guess it's just his big twin brother or cousin. I don't know. Because it's also in 1999 or 2000 maybe. Fender Jazz Bass, made in Mexico. Also lefty. Also in midnight blue. Also gorgeous. Yeah, so you could just see them there chilling. Don't mind the fucking unfinished basement. That's a whole nother video. So these two girls have just been sitting here really for a while since I got them. I really should show them more love just because I'm just kind of holding myself back from using them just because I just don't know how to play that well, you know. That's one of my weaknesses. Like I'm fine working out like keys and stuff. Like that's not. I don't have any like technical experience or any. All of this is just on vibes, really. I don't know a lot technically, but that's kind of stopped me from pursuing certain instruments. So I don't really use this that much. But one that I actually do use a bit more is this little guy. So this little guy, look at that. Look at that beautiful. What do you call that? Like when you burn that design onto wood. I know there's a term for it. So this little guy is obviously a little ukulele. And I actually do use this a bit more for a couple of reasons. One is because I can actually put it in a backpack and take it with me. So I like to take it to the beach with me and then just play there. But it's portable, you know. I could play it on my bed. It's really just like more of just because I can kind of take it with me to a lot of places that I use it. And it's just more convenient, you know. You can't really walk around with the fucking heavy ass jazz bass playing on the beach, you know. So, but I kind of did want that. I wanted to be able to like play guitar wherever if I wanted to. And so obviously if you want to do that, bam, you need an acoustic guitar. And so this guy right here is the Yamaha, I don't know, like YF 310 or something. It's a really, really popular model because it's cheap. They've made so many of these. But yeah, I just needed something that wasn't too expensive, that wasn't too crazy, that would just get the job done. And so that came in just a couple of days ago. And I've been having a lot of fun on that, honestly. Like I really have. But I'm really looking forward to learning more about how to play the acoustic guitar. I don't really like the case that it came with, honestly. It's a bit cumbersome. So I don't know, I might need something else if I do want to like take it with me and like play wherever I go, right? But that door has been opened up. And then really besides that, there's not much more to go through. So you can kind of see it back there though. This is kind of more of a rare pedal board. I'll just start with the ones that aren't actually on the thing, on the board. So this right here, it's a nice little distortion pedal. Oh, listen. It's got a really satisfying click. And that, my girlfriend gave to me for Christmas. I also have another distortion pedal, but I don't really like this one. It's pretty nasty looking. It's pretty crusty, and I don't know. I don't really. I already have a distortion pedal, so I don't really need it. But let me show you the real cool ones. Those are cool too, but these are just like cool in a different way. Bro, I swear if it makes that the thumbnail, the automatic one, that's how you know it's fucked. That's how you know it's cooked. So these guys right here are really interesting. Once again, I got all of these within the past like 6 months to a year. So those guys right there are really interesting because they're the Danelectro Food Series mini pedals, and they, as you can see, they're smaller than your regular guitar pedals, and they all came out in the late 90s, like 1999, 1998, 2000, all around that time. And they're all named after some kind of food, which is really, really funny. But they work just like regular guitar pedals. So over here, the blue one, that's the phaser. It's called the pepperoni. And then this one, it looks black, but it's actually like a really, really dark purple in real life. That's the corned beef. That's a reverb pedal. Then next to that one, the other blue one, that's the milkshake chorus. And then after that, you got the peanut butter and jelly delay. And then lastly, probably the most rare one is the chicken salad vibrato pedal. And so, I've experimented with the setup, right? But I feel like I haven't really honed in on the sound. So those are all the guitar pedals. So I'm hoping that for, the sounds that I want to make that sound like more like the Cure, maybe Joy Division, Pink Floyd or Prince, that's definitely going to help. But really that's it. It is a pretty decent collection, but honestly I feel like that's everything you need. Like, I don't really need anything else. I have a guitar, I have a bass, acoustic guitar, a little ukulele, a couple synths, some MIDI controllers, a couple of mics. Oh, that's what I need. There's one more thing actually. So I don't have a good pair of like mixing or like studio headphones. And it's not because I just never ordered one. I did, but that shit just got lost along the way, and USPS just doesn't care. So I kind of lost out on that. I need to either contact them on that or get a refund, or just take the L and then just order a new pair. But what it was those like pair of Sony MDR whatever's that like everyone uses. So for that one, I actually did just end up going with like pretty basic option, but I've used them in the past and they were good, so I figured I would just stay with those. But yeah, that's the entire collection. So that's what I'm going to be using to make this EP. Thank you for watching this. I know this has been a really long video compared to some of the other ones that I do. Thank you.